head. Get up, get out of bed, live, love, laugh, and be happy.
Morning, everybody. Coach Roley, Pooterbaugh, Rooster Poot High School football coach, welcoming you to another Saturday morning live. Craig asked that I come in and update you on Rooster Poot before we begin Saturday morning live, and just great to have you all here. So that's what we're doing. We're going to give you a little Rooster Poot update before we officially start Saturday morning live right here on this Facebook page. Hope you're enjoying it. We've already had people check in with us here, and that's really terrific. I just want to mention that Eclipse Mania has hit Rooster Poot. I don't know about where y'all are, but up there at Rooster Poot, Eclipse Mania has taken over. Nobody's checked into our motel. We're supposed to get a full eclipse, not a partial. We don't believe in partials. We feel about the eclipse the way we do false teeth, nothing partial. But nobody's checked into the motel yet. Now, that may be because the motel is permanently empty. It's owned by Leonard Roach, who named the motel after himself, and that may be part of the problem. We'll find out later. But it's been a fun time. We had Eclipse karaoke last night at Rooster Poot in the community center, and it was just so much fun. People come on in there and they sang songs that had to do with the sun or the moon or both. For instance, we had the Rooster Poot High School choir sing Here Comes the Sun, and both of them sounded great. We had the choral teacher sing Moon River. He didn't win. He thought he should have. He said he sounded great in the shower, but he didn't win. He was a little upset over that. And then we had my football boys come in and sing, you know, that song by Led Zeppelin, that group, Stairway to Heaven. Well, the football boys sang Stairway to Heaven. I know that's a reach, but it sounded pretty good. And I thought I was very impressed. I thought they only played football, but hey, they should be good. They're all over 20. And then the police department at Rooster Poot thought it'd be clever to come in and sing that song by the police. You know, the one that says there's a little black spot on the sun today. Very appropriate line, but that's the only line of that song that's appropriate for the eclipse. So the police department kept singing that line over and over for about 5 minutes until finally somebody stood up and said, "We get it. Knock it off. Stop." So they did. And then I stood up and asked them, "What's the name of that song?" And they looked at me and out at the crowd, and the spokesman said, "The King of Pain." Well, the mayor of Rooster Poot took that personally and started unplugging everything. Karaoke over, but it was a lot of fun until then. We want to send our best out this morning to little Timmy Broadnax. He's 6 years old, and he thought the eclipse was on Thursday. Went outside and stared up at the sun for 30 minutes. You can imagine what happened. EMTs came and got him. He's going to be all right. He's going to be getting out today. He's fine. No permanent damage or nothing. And when asked to comment, his grandmother said, well, he was born 3 days early, and he's been that way ever since. Excuse me. Before I go, I want to say congratulations to Leonard Tink, as his last name, Tink. He won the Eclipse pickleball tournament, the senior division. Really, there's only one division in pickleball, and it's senior. But Leonard Tink won the senior division of the Eclipse pickleball tournament up there in Rooster Poot. And we want to congratulate him. And when asked to comment, he said he was just pickled Tink. Pickled Tink. Well, that's it from Rooster Poot. I'm going to turn this back over to the man whose idea it was to have this daggum show. I don't know why I drive down here and do it, but I'm glad I could update y'all. Let's get Craig in here. Craig, I'm done. Come on in. I'm done, Craig. Thank you, Coach. Good job. Glad you gave up that chewing tobacco habit. So glad. Okay, we're back. And now I don't know really what I'm going to say for the rest of this show. We just started. I want to thank Coach Pooterbaugh for coming in. That's really terrific. A special good morning to, first of all, the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. You all, I want to go ahead and tease what's about to happen this summer. I'm just going to tell you, watch THV11. I no longer work for THV11. This is not a cheap plug, but keep watching because something's going to happen this summer that is incredible. And it's for the Imagination Library. You would not believe what they've gone and done. Watch this summer, probably June. That's right. I'm going to make you watch THV11 every day until the middle of July, until you get the news. But it is phenomenal. Second thing I want to do is pass along congratulations to Our Kids Read. This is the mentoring service in Central Arkansas that has over 600 volunteers that go into schools at least once a week and spend an hour a week just listening to kids read, mainly first graders, to help them and give them confidence, because we've got to get kids up to the reading level of their grade level reading. Only, 38% of Arkansas students are at grade level reading. And by the way, back to Dolly Parton, get this. They had a number of counties that are at 65% of the children being born 0 to 5 are getting Dolly Parton books in the mail. 65%. You've got to believe that as the influence of the Dolly Parton Imagination Library increases, you've got to believe that our reading percentages on grade level are also going to increase. And certainly in Central Arkansas, Our Kids Read, now in Hot Springs, is doing what they can to raise that level. Third, congratulations to Central High School. I was there yesterday and got to co-MC the talent show, and Central's got talent, and the variety of talent. They had a mostly Asian band singing rock music. They had a pianist playing semi-classical music. They had two forms of Middle Eastern, well, not Middle Eastern, but one form of Middle Eastern dance. The other dancers, they brought Bollywood to the Central High School stage. We had a rap battle, of all things, and there were some phenomenal dancers. And yesterday, that crowd at Central High School, the auditorium was packed. It was a fundraiser for them, and they were so responsive. And the applause was generous and nonstop, and the cheering for the singers and the dancers, some of whom were solo, was so encouraging. And I told them the story of Roger Bumpus, that in 1970, Roger Bumpus appeared in the talent show on the stage at Central. He got such glorious feedback from his performance that he would make that his career. Roger Bumpus is the voice of Squidward on SpongeBob and SquarePants, and has been in entertainment his whole career, and it started on that stage. The biggest applause from that crowd, I will share with you, came when we recognized Ruthie Walls. She is the teacher that is challenging the LEARNS Act as unconstitutional on the basis of the First and 14th Amendments. As you know, the LEARNS Act has a big to-do about indoctrination. Ruthie teaches African American history. It's a course, a advanced placement course that has been challenged and actually done in with by the LEARNS Act. That's why she's challenging it. And I told these kids the story of my biology teacher when I was a sophomore at Central, Mrs. Epperson. The legislature had passed a law in 1967 that forbade the teaching of evolution in Arkansas schools. Well, Mrs. Epperson in actually they passed that law in 66. Mrs. Epperson in 67 challenged that law and took it all the way to the Supreme Court and won her case. Ruthie Walls now takes up that banner of standing up for what she believes in, for the right for the teacher to actually choose what she teaches, because no one knows better than the teacher in that classroom on the front line. And when we mentioned Ruthie, I didn't preach, I didn't need to, because those kids were all into it. And when I mentioned her, the crowd went crazy. Those kids were so into that fabulous show. Anyway, congratulations to Central High School. Let's take a look at Omar Wesley is watching. Good morning, Craig from Birmingham, Alabama. Wow. We bought some frozen food from actually some deer meats in our freezer from Alabama that we bought several years ago. Still there. It's in the freezer, or as it's known in Alabama, the daycare. Stop. Gail Wisdom says, yay, Ruthie. And Debbie Norman says, well, Debbie, you didn't need to say this, but it's the Norman conquest. You are the best. You're the best, Debbie. Thank you. The eclipse all in our minds tonight. The Arkansas Symphony Orchestra plays, what is it, Jane? The planets? The planets as a part of the eclipse. Jane's thinking we need to leave early because,
yes, they've warned us.
And actually the symphony says everybody should leave early because of the eclipse crowd that's going to be in downtown Little Rock.
Where's the picture? How come I can't see the picture?
Oh, the picture?
Yeah.
Of what?
Of what you're doing. I don't know. Don't mess with anything.
No, yeah. There it is. You're on.
Okay. I apologize for last week for having the worst bedhead hair. I looked okay. Anyway, as if anybody.
Well, Lori Pluggy just let us know that Hot Springs is listening. So you just said that to Hot Springs.
Well, thanks, Lori. Happy pre-eclipse day.
I'm not so sure that it's going to be the eclipse traffic. Jane and I kind of differ in this. In fact, I kind of differ with the symphony. I can't detect any increase in crowds for the eclipse. The forecast may have something to do with it. And the rumors coming out of Rooster Poot, the mayor is going to sue Tom Brannan of Channel 11 and the other TV meteorologists. So we'll see how that turns out.
It's going to be mostly sunny.
Brenda Fitz says that the Arkansas Symphony Orchestra rocks. You're exactly right. And there have been times when I've thought about that, especially listening to Beethoven. The symphony is rocking. I mean, it is a rocking concert, especially when there's Beethoven or Rachmaninoff. I mean, if you're Rachmaninoff, your name begins with rock. There you go. So, to Joan Bartlett Courtney, yes, Joan, no one goes back further except for maybe me and Jane. Joan and I have known each other for a long time. Carol Hart brings up the fact that she was a fan of impersonations years ago and or pranks. Thank you. Caller ID ruined that. You'll read all about it in the book. I got to mention that I read a portion of the book to the Dolly Parton Imagination Library on Thursday and got a standing ovation. Folks,
you want me
nothing.
To do an animated eclipse?
Ooh, yeah, here we go. Jane's bringing in some artwork. What's a Saturday morning live without Jane's artwork?
Well,
bring it in. This is the only microphone I've got going, so I can turn this other one up. But
you hold the sun, probably closer to the camera. Well, no.
There's the sun.
And then this ain't gonna work because it's too far out. But it was like. That's the best I could do. I win.
Hey, we would have won something at Rooster Poot.
Yeah, well, if I had it, let me see. They put it right here. Give me that sensor.
we just had a preview
Of the
of the
eclipse.
eclipse with
Here's
Jane's
the
artwork.
sun, and then here comes the moon.
Now see,
Here
folks,
comes the moon.
if you
And then it gets out of light.
shouldn't the sun be bigger than the artwork with the
Yeah, but that's all I could find in 5 minutes. I am working on other things, but
This worked a lot better in rehearsal.
Well, actually, I just thought it up.
What rehearsal?
There wasn't one. I'll just keep Mr. Moon up here to keep you company if he's not away.
Alicia Chudy Brown, who is just so beautiful, loved it, Jane.
Thanks.
Alicia, we did it for you. We staged the eclipse, the artwork eclipse, just for you. There's a little black spot on the sun today. Ba-da-da.
It better not rain. It better not rain.
I know.
Okay.
That's the only downside of this eclipse. Leave the moon there. I think it adds a lot to the show.
Oh, I am. He's too
Terrific.
heavy. He's heavy.
Brenda Fitz says, love the moon works, which in 1960 had a whole different meaning. So.
Well, oh, you need to be playing.
You didn't love the moon works back in the 60s, I'll tell you that. Anyway, got a standing ovation for the novel, for the autobiography. And y'all, I'm thinking I'm going to make it an audio book first. And everybody watching, you're going to be the first ones I hit up. Also going to use it as a fundraiser for the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. Here's the thing about them. $25 and a child 0 to 5, actually it's 26 now. For $26, a child 0 to 5 gets one book a month until they're 5 years old. You do the math. If you're getting one book a month from birth to 5, you're going to end up with 60 books in your home before you start first grade. And the parent who gets those and shows those to the child, and the child wants it read to them, that child is so much better off with everything from language to sentence structure to reading by the time they get into first grade. And then you get to back it up, the science of reading, which is all about phonics. And then to back that up, you get Our Kids Read and people from the community coming into the classroom to reinforce all that with the power of a story. Boom! The next thing you know, you've got an artist who's producing this fabulous work to honor the eclipse. Okay, I'm tired of preaching.
Actually, I want to paint a t-shirt.
Sarah Van Winkle, by the way, of the famous Van Winkle family, and they are famous, beginning with their patriarch, Rip. Loved it, Jane. We got 6 applause emojis. I gotta tell you, at Channel 11, I'm gonna share something with you. Every TV station in Little Rock, the reporters and the anchors and the meteorologists compete against each other. What's happened is followers on Facebook and social media, that's become a scoreboard. It did at Channel 11, and from what I understand, it's that way at every TV station, in which everybody on TV competes with one another to see who gets the most followers. Point being, with Jane and me, oh, I think I'm doing great if I get maybe 200 people. Jane is getting thousands for her artwork. When she posts something on her Facebook pages, thousands show up, thousands of views. So proud of that. Not jealous at all. I was a little jealous of Channel 11, but not with Jane, because you've seen it deserves it. Anyway, beautiful morning. I wish we could have this for the eclipse. Oh gosh, from what I understand, people have booked hotel rooms in several locations and will go to the location that has the best weather forecast. You got to have some disposable income to do that or be retired. But that's certainly understandable. I pray for at least clear skies long enough to see that eclipse on Monday, because it has gotten to be such a big event that almost every community, including the racetrack, has embraced the eclipse as a way, as an event, and a way to bring in tourist dollars.
Yep.
Pray for beautiful weather on Monday. We have certainly got it today. A cool Saturday morning, great day to get at it.
Oops.
Whoops.
Here's something nice.
There you go. There you go.
Oh.
Okay. I did my
Sweet.
That's been posted for a while. It's not like nobody ever saw that yet.
I'm going to play this music. Wait a minute. I need to play the applause. Where is the applause? There we go. Woohoo. Applause for Jane. Applause for you watching.
And applause to you for finally making this thing work. You could not even get on
And my
Facebook.
brother who's in the Libby, Montana office who made it all possible. Thank you, Phil. This has been Saturday Morning Live, brought to you by Walnetto
Arts and Entertainment.
Walnetto Arts and Entertainment, where imagination helps you stage your own eclipse every day. Goodbye, everybody. Remember, you can go to YouTube, and it's Saturday Morning Live, Craig O'Neill's Saturday Morning Live, Arkansas, and tell everybody you know about it. YouTube, Craig O'Neill's Saturday Morning Live, Arkansas, and click on subscribe. That way, we start making money for the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. Our kids read in the future of our state.